Hare Krishna, Sakshi Mataji. So when you are ready, kindly with invocation of prayers, so we can start the recitation. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Today we are reading from Bhagavad-gita, chapter 1, observing the armies on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Text 1. Dhrutarashtra uvacha धर्मक्षेत्रे कुरुक्षेत्रे समवेतायुयुत्सवः मामका पाण्डवाश्चैव किम अकुर्वत संजय.
Translation. Dhritarashtra said, O Sanjaya, after my sons and the sons of Pandu assembled in the place of pilgrimage at Kurukshetra, desiring to fight, what did they do?
Sanjay उवाच दृष्ट्वा तु पाण्डवानीकं व्यूढं दुर्योधनस्तदा आचार्यम् उपसाङ्गम्य राजा वचम् अब्रवीत्.
Translation. Sanjaya said, O king, after looking over the army arranged in military formation by the sons of Pandu, King Duryodhana went to his teacher and spoke the following words.
पश्चेतं पाण्डुपुत्राणाम् आचार्य महतिं च मुं व्यूढां द्रुपदपुत्रेण तव शिष्येन धीमता.
Translation. O my teacher, behold the great army of the sons of Pandu, so expertly arranged by your intelligent disciple, the son of Drupada.
अत्र शूरा महेश्वसा भीमार्जुन समायुधि युयुधानो विराटश्च द्रुपदश्च महारथः.
Translation. Here in this army are many heroic bowmen equal in fighting to Bhima and Arjuna, great fighters like Yuyudhana, Virata, and Drupada.
दृष्टकेतुश्च कितानः काशीराजश्च वीर्यवान् पुरुजित् कुन्तिभोजाश्च शप्यश्च नरपुङ्गवः.
Translation. There are also great heroic, powerful fighters like Dhritarashtra, Drishtaketu, Chekitana, Kashiraja, Purujit, Kuntiboja, and Shaibya.
युधामन्युश्च विक्रान्त उत्तमौजाश्च वीर्यवान् सौभद्रो द्रौपदेयाश्च सर्व एव महारथाः.
Translation. There are the mighty Yudhamanyu, the very powerful Uttamaja, the son of Subhadra, and sons of Draupadi. All these warriors are great chariot fighters.
अस्माकं तु विशिष्टा ये तानि बोध द्विजोतमम् नायकामं सैन्यस्य संज्ञार्थं तान् ब्रह्मवैमे.
Translation. But for your information, O best of the Brahmanas, let me tell you about the captains who are especially qualified to lead my military force.
भवान् भीष्मश्च कर्णाश्च कृपश्च समितिञ्जयः अश्वत्थामा विकर्णश्च सौमदातिस्तथैव च.
Translation. There are personalities like you, Bhishma, Karna, Kripa, Ashwatthama, Vikarna, and the sons of Somadatta called Bhurishrava, who are always victorious in battle.
अन्ये च बहवः शूरा मध्येऽर्थे त्यक्तजीविताः नानाशस्त्रप्रहरणाः सर्वे युद्धविशारदाः.
Translation: There are many other heroes who are prepared to lay down their lives for my sake. All of them are well equipped with different kinds of weapons and all are experienced in military science.
अपर्याप्तं तद् अस्माकं बलं भीष्माभिरक्षितं पर्याप्तं त्वइदम् एतसां बलं भीमाभिरक्षितम्.
Translation: Our strength is immeasurable and we are perfectly protected by grandfather Bhishma, whereas the strength of the Pandavas, carefully protected by Bhima, is limited.
अयनेषु च सर्वेषु यथा भागम् अवस्थितः भीष्मान् एवाभिरक्षन्तु भवन्तः सर्व एव हि.
Translation: All of you must now give full support to grandfather Bhishma as you stand at your respective strategic point of entrance into the phalanx of the army.
तस्य सञ्जनायं हर्षं कुरु वृत्तः पितामहः सिंहनादं विनाद्योच्चै शङ्खं दद्मो प्रतापवान्.
Translation: Then Bhishma, the great valiant grandsire of the Kuru dynasty, the grandfather of the fighters, blew his conch shell very loudly, making a sound like the roar of a lion, giving Duryodhana joy.
ततः शङ्खाश्च भेयश्च पवनाका गोमुखः सहसैवाभ्यहन्यत सशब्दात् तुमुलोऽभवत्.
Translation: After that, the conch shells, drums, bugles, trumpets, and horns were all suddenly sounded, and the combined sound was tumultuous.
ततः श्वेते हयैर्युक्ते महति स्यनदे स्थितो माधवः पाण्डवश्चैव दिव्यो साङ्ख्यो प्रद्युतः.
Translation: On the other side, both Lord Krishna and Arjuna, stationed on a great chariot drawn by white horses, sounded their transcendental conch shells.
पाञ्चाजान्यं ऋषिकेशो देवदत्तं धनञ्जयः शौड्रं दद्म्यो महाशङ्खं भीमकर्मावृकोदरः.
Translation: Lord Krishna blew his conch shell called Panchajanya. Arjuna blew the Devadatta. The Bhima, the ferocious eater and performer of Herculean tasks, blew his terrific conch shell called Poundra.
अनन्तविजयं राजा कुन्तीपुत्रो युधिष्ठिरः नकुलः सहदेवश्च सुघोषमणिपुष्पकौ काश्यश्च परमेश्वासः शिखण्डी च महारथः धृष्टद्युम्नो विराटश्च सात्यकिश्चापराजितः द्रुपदो द्रौपदेयाश्च सर्वशः पृथिवीपते सौभद्र महाबाहु शङ्काद्मु पृथक् पृथक्.
Translation: King Yudhishthira, the son of Kunti, blew his conch shell, the Ananta Vijaya, and Nakula and Sahadeva blew the Sughosha and Manipushpaka. The great archer, the king of Kashi, the great fighter Shikhandi, Drishtadumna, Virata, the unconquerable Satyaki, Drupada, the sons of Draupadi, and the others. O king, such as the mighty armed son of Subhadra, all blew their respective conch shells.
सघोषोधार्तराष्ट्राणां हृदयानि व्यदारयत् नमश्च पृथिवीं चैव तुमुलो भयानुनादयान्.
Translation: the blowing of these different conch shells became uproarious, vibrating both in the sky and on the earth. It shattered the hearts of the sons of Dhritarashtra.
अथ व्यवस्थिता दृष्ट्वा धार्तराष्ट्रान् कपिध्वजः प्रवृत्ते शस्त्रसम्पाते धनुरुद्यम्य पाण्डवः ऋषिकेशं तदा वाक्यम् इदम् अहामहीपते.
Translation: at that time, Arjuna, the son of Pandu, seated in the chariot bearing the flag marked with Hanuman, took up his bow and prepared to shoot his arrows. O king, after looking at the sons of Dhritarashtra drawn in military array, Arjuna then spoke to Lord Krishna these words.
अर्जुनोवाच सेनयोरुभयोर्मध्ये रथं स्थापयमेच्युत यावत् एतान्निरीक्षेऽहं योद्धुकामान् अवस्थितान् कैर्मया सह योद्धव्याम् अस्मिन् रणसमुद्यमे.
Translation: Arjuna said, O infallible one, please draw my chariot between the two armies so that I may see those present here who desire to fight and with whom I must contend in this great trial of arms.
योत्स्यमानान् अवेक्ष्यहं य एतत्रे समागतः धार्तराष्ट्रस्य दुर्बुद्धेर्युद्धे प्रियचिकीर्षवः.
Translation: let me see those who have come here to fight, wishing to please the evil-minded son of Dhritarashtra. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji, for giving us the opportunity. Please forgive me for any mistakes. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji. Very beautifully recited in Sanskrit and also in English. Om Tat Satiti Srimad Bhagavadgita Su Upanishatsu Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Sastre Shri Krishna Jana Sambhade Arjuna Vishada Yogo Nama Pradamadhyaya. Okay, thank you so much. So next part of our program. So still we have got one more minute. Meanwhile, we do the Panchatattva mantra. So before we start japa, can I request Malti Mataji, would you like to do Panchatattva mantra? So before we start japa, I think Malti Mataji is not on audio, so she can't hear us. Or any other devotees, would you like to do Panchatattva mantra?
Yes, I can do.
Yes, Mataji, please.
जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद. हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama
Hare
Rama
Rama Rama Rama Rama
Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Krishna
Hare Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Rama
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Rama 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 Rama
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Rama
Krishna
Rama
Krishna
Rama
Hare
Rama Hare
Rama
Krishna
Rama
Krishna
Rama
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Rama
Krishna
Rama
Hare
Rama
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Rama
Hare
Rama
Krishna
Rama
Hare
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 Rama
Krishna
Rama Rama Hare Hare
Rama Rama
Hare
Rama
Krishna
Rama
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna Krishna
Rama
Hare Rama
Hare
Rama
Hare
Rama Rama
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna Hare
Rama
Hare
Rama
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 Rama Rama Hare
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 Krishna Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Rama
Hare
Rama
Rama
Rama Rama Hare
Rama
Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Rama 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 Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare
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 Krishna Hare
Rama
Krishna
Rama
Krishna
Rama
Hare
Hare
Rama
Hare
Rama Rama Rama
Krishna
Hare Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Rama
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 Rama Rama
Hare
Rama
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Rama
Krishna Krishna
Rama
Hare
Hare
Rama
Krishna
Rama Rama
Krishna
Hare Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Rama
Hare
Rama
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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare
Hare
Rama
Krishna Hare
Rama
Krishna Krishna
Rama Hare
Hare
Krishna
Rama
Krishna
Rama Rama Hare Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Rama Hare
Hare
Rama
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 Hare
Rama
Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare
Hare Rama
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 Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Rama
Krishna Hare
Rama
Hare
Rama
Rama Rama Rama
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare Rama Rama
Krishna
Rama
Krishna
Rama
Hare
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 Krishna
Rama
Hare
Rama
Krishna
Rama
Krishna
Rama
Hare
Hare Hare
Rama Rama Rama
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Rama
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 Hare
Rama
Hare
Hare Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Rama
Krishna
Rama
Hare Hare
Rama
Hare Rama
Hare
Rama
Krishna
Rama
Hare
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare
Rama
Krishna
Rama
Krishna
Rama
Hare
Rama
Hare
Hare
Rama
Krishna
Rama
Hare
Rama
Krishna Krishna
Hare
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 Rama
Krishna
Rama
Hare
Rama
Krishna
Rama
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Rama
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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Rama
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 Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna
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 Rama
Krishna Hare
Rama
Hare
Rama
Hare Rama
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Rama
Hare
Rama Rama
Krishna
Hare
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 Rama
Krishna
Rama
Hare
Rama
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama
Rama
Rama Hare
Rama
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare
Rama
Hare
Rama
Hare
Rama
Rama Rama
Hare
Rama
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna Hare Rama Rama Rama
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Rama Hare Rama
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 Hare
Rama
Hare
Rama
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Rama
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Rama Hare
Hare
Rama
Hare.
Rama
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Rama Hare
Hare
Rama
Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
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 Hare.
Rama
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Ram 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 Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram 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 Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Ram 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 Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Hare Ram 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 Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram 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 Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Hare Ram 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 Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Ram Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Ram
Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण
Hare
हरे
Rama
कृष्ण
Rama Hare
राम
Krishna
राम
Hare
राम
Krishna
राम
Hare Rama Hare Rama
कृष्ण
Hare
हरे
Hare
राम 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 हरे कृष्ण हरे
Hare
कृष्ण
Krishna Hare
हरे
Krishna
राम राम
Hare
राम
Rama
हरे
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare
राम
Rama
राम
Rama
राम
Rama Hare
हरे
Hare
कृष्ण
Krishna
हरे राम राम राम
Hare Krishna Hare
हरे
Krishna
कृष्ण
Hare
हरे
Rama
राम
Rama
राम
Rama
हरे
Hare
कृष्ण
Krishna
हरे
Hare
कृष्ण हरे राम
Rama
राम
Rama
राम
Rama Hare Krishna
हरे कृष्ण
Hare
हरे
Hare Rama Hare Rama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna
हरे राम राम
Hare
राम
Rama Hare Rama Rama
कृष्ण
Hare
कृष्ण हरे राम राम राम
Hare Rama Hare Rama Rama
कृष्ण
Rama
हरे कृष्ण
Hare
कृष्ण हरे
Krishna
राम राम
Krishna
राम
Krishna
राम
Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama Rama
राम
Hare
राम राम कृष्ण
Krishna
कृष्ण
Hare
कृष्ण हरे
Hare
राम
Rama
राम
Hare
राम
Rama
राम
Rama
हरे कृष्ण
Hare
हरे
Rama
कृष्ण
Rama
हरे
Hare
राम
Hare
राम
Krishna
राम हरे कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण हरे राम राम
Rama Hare
हरे
Hare
कृष्ण
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Hare Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Hare Rama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Rama 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Rama Rama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Rama 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 Hare Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna Rama 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Hare Krishna Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Rama Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Rama Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Rama Hare Krishna Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Rama 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Rama 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 Hare Krishna Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Hare Rama Krishna Krishna Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Rama Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Rama Hare Krishna
जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare
Shri
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare.
Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Dear devotees, if anyone has not yet completed the chanting, so kindly complete the chanting behind. So meanwhile, we shall enter into next part of our program. It is a Kirtana. And thank you for joining all the devotees. Hare Krishna Gauringi Mataji. Hare Krishna Usha Mataji. Hare Krishna Malati Mataji. And Hare Krishna Devashish Prabhuji. And Hare Krishna Radha Sevika Mataji. Hare Krishna Sita
Hare
Sundari
Krishna Prabhu.
and Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
iPhone
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam, all devotees. Thank you.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Hare Krishna, all devotees. Please accept my humble obeisance of glories to Srila Prabhupada. Prabhuji, it's mine is coming. I'll change the name. It's coming up as iPhone. Hare Krishna. Dandavat.
Okay, so thank you so much. So we shall move on to the next part of our program. Can I request today Kirtan by Bhaktidev Ashish Prabhuji is and then responding by Malati Mataji. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, when you are ready, kindly start the Kirtan.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, yeah, I will start. I'm just concerned about this so Bengali, this song. So is Malati Mataji should be okay? Or shall I sing once? If Mataji feel comfortable, then she can follow the second round. It's a small song, so she can follow.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, very good. Hare Krishna. Gauranga Karuna Karu Dinohino Jane Mor Samopatito Prabhu Nahi Tribhuvane Gauranga Karuna Karu Dino Jane Mosamopatita Prabhu Nahi Tribhuvane Dante Trinodhari Gaura Daki he tomare কৃপা করি এসো আমার মনের মন্দিরে দন্তে তৃণধরি গৌরা ডাকি হে তোমারে কৃপা করি এসো আমার মনের মন্দিরে যদি দয়া না করিবে পতিত দেখিয়া পতিত পাবন নাম কিসের লাগিয়া যদি দয়া না করিবে পতিত দেখিয়া পতিত পাবন নাম কিসের লাগিয়া পড়েছি ভবতুফানে নাহিক নিস্তার শ্রীচরণ তরণীদানে দাসে কর পার পড়েছি ভবতুফানে নাহিক নিস্তার শ্রীচরণ তরণীদানে দাসে কর পার শ্রীকৃষ্ণ চৈতন্য প্রভু দাসের অনুদাস প্রার্থনা কর সদা নরোত্তম দাস। শ্রীকৃষ্ণ চৈতন্য প্রভু দাসের অনুদাস। প্রার্থনা কর এ সদা নরোত্তম দাস। So that's a song. Mataji, can you repeat with me now at the same way? Shall you do again?
Sorry, Prabhuji, but
You need
I
to
cannot
share.
get lyrics. Sorry.
Share this song. You will find as Gauranga Karuna Karo Dinohina Jane.
Gauranga Karuna. Okay. I'm sharing the screen.
Yeah. That's the one. Okay. Haribol. Mataji, you can sing now with me. Okay. Haribol.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Gauranga Karuna Karo Dinohina Jane মোসমপতিত প্রভু নাহি ত্রিভুবনে।
Gauranga karuna karo dinahin jane mosamapatita prabhu nahi tribhuvane।
দন্ত তৃণ ধরি গৌরা ডাকি যে তোমারে কৃপা করি এসো আমার হৃদয় মন্দিরে।
দন্ত তৃণ ধরি গৌরা ডাকি তোমারে কৃপা করিয়ে এসো আমার হৃদয়ে মন্দিরে।
যদি দয়া না করিবে পতিত দেখিয়া পতিত পাবন নাম কিসের লাগিয়া।
যদি দয়া না করিবে পতিত দেখিয়া পতিত পাবন নাম কিসের লাগিয়া।
পড়েছি ভব তুফানে পতিত দেখিয়া না সরি পড়েছি ভব তুফানে নাহি কো নিস্তার শ্রীচরন্তর নিদানে দাসে কর পার।
পতিছি ভব তুমে নাহি কষ্ট শ্রীচরণ তরি নিদানে দশে কর পরা।
শ্রীকৃষ্ণ চৈতন্য প্রভু দাসের অনুদাস প্রার্থনা কর এ সদা নরোত্তম দাস।
শ্রীকৃষ্ণ চৈতন্য প্রভু দাসে অনুদাস প্রার্থনা করে সদা নরোত্তম দাস।
গৌরাঙ্গ করুণা করু দীনহীন জনে মোসমপতিত প্রভু নাহি ত্রিভুবনে।
গৌরাঙ্গে না করুণা করো দীনহীন জানে
मौषामपतिता प्रभु नाहि त्रिभुवने
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Gauranga Karuna Karo Dinohino Jane Moshamopatito Prabhu Nahi Tribhuvane.
Sorry, Prabhu.
That's one. Gauranga Karuna Karo. We sing together, Mataji. Let's sing together. Gauranga Karuna Karo Dinohino Jane Moshamopatito Prabhu Nahi Tribhuvane. Hare Krishna Prabhu, very well. Mataji, you can read the translation meaning. It will be helpful for how you understand. Thank you for your endeavor, Mataji. It's Bengali song. I know it's difficult for you. Thank you for trying. Very well.
And thank you, Prabhuji. Sorry, Prabhuji, I made a mistake.
No, you can read the translation, then you will understand the meaning, then it will be more blissful for you.
Okay, Prabhu. Translation. Oh, my dear Lord Gauranga, please show your mercy to this lowly and destitute soul. Oh Lord, there is no one more fallen than myself in all the three worlds. Holding grass between my teeth, oh Lord Gauranga, I am calling out to you now. Please be compassionate upon me and come to reside within the temple of my heart. If you do not give your mercy, seeing how fallen I am, then why are you known as the Patita Pavan, the merciful savior of the fallen? I am plugged amidst the violent hurricane stricken waves in the ocean of this material world from which there is no escape. Kindly give me the gift of your divine lotus feet, which are compared to a boat in which your servant may cross over the ocean of birth and death. Narottam Das, the servant of Lord Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu, makes this prayer.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Mataji and Prabhuji. Very beautiful kirtan and a very deep meaning of this Saranagati. And Raga Sindhu Bhairavi in Kaherva Thala. It is very beautiful, Prabhuji, when you sing from the. It is all comes with practice.
Yeah, very well.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hari Bol Prabhu, it was very blissful, devotional, and
Thank you,
Mataji also sang very nicely. Yeah,
Thank you, Mataji. Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Hare
So
Krishna.
deep meaning.
Okay, so thank you so much. Hare Krishna, Sanjita Mataji, Danvat Pranam. Hare Krishna, Sridhar Govindas Prabhuji, Danvat Pranam. Thank you for joining.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam, and Dandavat Pranam to all the devotees. Very blissful Kirtan, Devashish Prabhu and Malti Mataji. Really nice try because it's Bengali and it's difficult to try, but it was very nice all together. Hari Bol.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Denis Srestha Mataji. Thank you for joining. Danvat Pranam. Okay, so
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandat Pranam. Hare Krishna, all devotees, Koti Koti Dandat Pranam. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Okay, so we shall move into the next part of our program, Guru Vandana by Usha Bhakti Usha Mataji. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Are you going to sing by yourself or you want someone to accompany you?
I don't mind Prabhu, anybody, yes Prabhu. If you can say the Guru Vanda, please Prabhu. Yeah, okay. Thank you Prabhu.
If you want to, so just requesting if anyone wanted to
Okay.
respond to Usha Mataji.
I can say Prabhu.
Any devotees would like to respond to Usha Mataji? Denis Srestha Mataji, would you like to do response to Usha Mataji's Guru Vandana, if available?
Okay, if not Prabhu, I can say. Krishna Prabhuji, I will do it. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakati Sadma Shri Guru
Charana
Padma
Kevali Bhakati Sadma
Bandho Moi Savadana Mate
Bando Moi Sabdhano Mante
Jahar Prasade Bhai E Bhavaturiya Jai
Jaharo Prasade Bhai E Bhavo Turiya Jai
Krishna Prapti Hoi Jahan Hoite
Krishna Prapti
Hoi Jahan Hoite Shri Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Site Te Kuriya
Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Chitte Kuriya
Arana Kuri Muni Asha Arana
Koriyo Moni Asa
Shri Guru Charane Rati Aise Uttama Gati
Sri Guru Charane Rati
Jai Prasade Pure Sharva Asha Jai Prasade Pure Sarva Asha
चकतान दिलो छे जन्मे जन्मे प्रभु छे चकतान दिलो जय जन्मे जन्मे प्रभु
प्रभु से
दिव्य ज्ञान हृदय प्रकाशित
दीप ज्ञान हृदय प्रकाशित
दिव्य ज्ञान हृदय प्रकाशित
दीप ज्ञान हृदय प्रकाशित
प्रेम भक्ति जहाँ होते अविद्या विनाश जाते प्रेम
प्रेम
भक्ति
भक्ति जहाँ होते
विनाश जाते
जाते
प्रेम भक्ति जहाँ होते अविद्या विनाश जाते
प्रेम
प्रेम भक्ति जहाँ होते अविद्या विनाश जाते गाय जहाँ चरित
प्रेम गाय जहाँ
चरित वेद गाय जहाँ चरित
वेद गाय जहाँ चरित
श्री गुरु करुणा सिंधु आत्म जनार बंधु
श्री गुरु करुणा सिंधु अधम जनार बंधु
श्री गुरु करुणा सिंधु आदम जनार बंधु
श्री गुरु करुणा सिंधु अधम जनार बंधु
लोकनाथ लोकेर जीवन
लोकनाथ लोकेर जीवन
लोकनाथ लोकेर जीवन लोकनाथ लोकेर जीवन हाँ प्रभु करो दया देह मोरे पद छाया हाँ प्रभु करो दया देह मोरे पद
छाया
हाँ प्रभु करो दया देह मोरे पद छाया
हाँ प्रभु करो दया देह मोरे पद छाया
एबे जास घुसुक त्रिभुवन
एबे जास घुसुक त्रिभुवन
एबे जास घुसुक त्रिभुवन एबे जास घुसुक त्रिभुवन श्रील प्रभुपाद पतित पावन
श्रील प्रभुपाद पतित पावन
श्रील प्रभुपाद पतित पावन
श्रील प्रभुपाद पतित पावन
जय जय प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद
जय जय प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद
जय
प्रभुपाद
प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद
प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद
जय जय गुरुदेव 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 जय जय गुरुदेव
जय जय गुरुदेव
गुरुदेव गुरुदेव जय जय गुरुदेव गुरु शिला प्रभुपाद की जय थैंक यू प्रभु
Thank you so much,
Mataji.
Thank you so much for giving opportunity. Hare Krishna.
Everyone.
It is very blissful to hear from all the Matajis, and it's a devotional, very deep devotional. Thank you so much, Mataji. Okay, so we shall move on to the next part of our program, Mangalacharan prayers by Her Grace Rasalila Srimati Mataji. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Hare Krishna dear devotees, please accept my humble obeisances, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasme Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manovishtham Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Shri Chaitanya Manovishtham Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutpada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Cha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजना सहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पदान् सहगना ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितं च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेशा गोपिका कान्ता राधा कान्ता नमस्तुते तप्त काञ्चन गौरांगी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वञ्चाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यश्च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरा भक्ता वृंदा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे थैंक यू हरे कृष्णा
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji. Very beautiful Mangalachan prayers. Thank you so much. Okay, so next part of is the Premadhvani. Can I request any volunteers to lead the Premadhvani prayers?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, can I do?
Yes, Mataji, please.
Hare Krishna. जय नित्य लीला प्रविष्ट ओम विष्णु पद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शतश्री श्रीमद His Divine Grace श्रीला A.C. भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी महाराज प्रभुपाद की जय जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शतश्री श्रीमद भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी महाराज प्रभुपाद की जय अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की
जय
नामाचार्य हरिदास ठाकुर की
जय
इस्कॉन फाउंडर आचार्य श्रीला प्रभुपाद की जय प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि श्री गौर भक्त वृंद की जय श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड द्वादश गिरी गोवर्धन की जय वृंदावन धाम की जय मथुरा धाम की
जय
नवद्वीप धाम की
जय
जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की
जय
गंगा माई की
जय
जमुना माई की जय तुलसी देवी की जय भक्ति देवी की जय संकीर्तन यज्ञ की जय बृहद मृदंग की
जय
সমবেত ভক্ত বৃন্দ কি জয়।
Jai.
Jai.
গৌর প্রেমানন্দে হরি
Hari
হরি
Hari
বল।
Bol.
All glories to assembled devotees.
Hare
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 Krishna.
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 all glories to assembled devotees. Hare
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 Krishna.
Krishna.
all glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga. Hare Krishna, all glories to Prabhu.
Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji. Very beautifully led on the Premadhvani prayers. So now we shall move on to the next part of our program. It is our regular Bhagavad Gita session. So today our speaker is His Grace Antaranga Prabhuji. Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Dhanavad Pranam. Thank you so much for kindly accepting to speak few words on Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavad Gita Mahatmya. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Devashish Prabhuji, would you like to say a few words before Antaranga Prabhuji is going to say?
Yes, Antaranga Prabhu is always our Sangha's, very dearest and very kindly always Prabhu accept our duty, all among all us his busy schedules always accept our invitation. I'd be more happy to have Prabhu face to face. Unfortunately, not this time. Next time, Prabhuji, as I know that you like to have face to face rather than online. So next time, Haribol Prabhu. Thank you again, Prabhu. Haribol.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Very happy to be in your virtual association, to have some association with you. As Devashish Prabhu mentioned, I'm always very much more inclined into personal association, personal sadhu sangha. So hope everyone is doing well. Hope everything is time is passing well and everyone is happy and satisfied. I just arrived just now from Manchester. We've been doing some book distribution there. We stopped today in Sheffield and doing some books on the way back. So with that said, thank you so much again for having me. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo
Namo
Vasudevaya.
Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Hare Krishna. So we're going to be reading from Bhagavad Gita, starting again. And this is Bhagavad Gita, first chapter, and this is verse number 1. I'm just going to recite the verse in Sanskrit translation, and then together we're going to go through the purport. Dhritarashtra uvacha dharmakshetre kurukshetre samavetayu yutsava mamaka pandavaschaiva kimakurvata sanjaya. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. Dhritarashtra said, O Sanjaya, after my sons and the sons of Pandu assembled in a place of pilgrimage at Kurukshetra, desiring to fight, what did they do? So the way we can go about this is that we can go through sections of the purport, and then we can open up for discussions and we can share some realizations. It's actually always very nice to start reading or start going through the Bhagavad Gita. It's very encouraging to see how the Bhagavad Gita kind of present itself. It is interesting to note that this first initial chapter of the Bhagavad Gita is not necessarily the Gita itself. In a sense, it's more of an introduction. It's still considered to be as a section or as a part of Mahabharata, but at this point is just setting up the scene for the Bhagavad Gita to be spoken. It is said just like we have Srimad Bhagavatam, and the 9 cantos of Srimad Bhagavatam are like ornamented jewel. It's like ornamented jewel, ornamented ring, the golden part. And the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam is the actual diamond which sets into the golden ring, the golden frame itself. So similarly, this first chapter of the Bhagavad Gita is creating a situation. It's creating understanding which and what type of personalities are actually present on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. So with that said, we can start reading Prabhupada purport. Bhagavad Gita is the widely read theistic science summarized in the Gita Mahatmya, glorification of the Gita. There it says that one should read Bhagavad Gita very scrutinizingly with the help of a person who is a devotee of Sri Krishna and try to understand it without personally motivated interpretations. The example of clear understanding is there in the Bhagavad Gita itself, in the way the teaching is understood by Arjuna, who heard the Gita directly from the Lord. If someone is fortunate enough to understand the Bhagavad Gita in that line of disciplic succession without motivated interpretation, then he surpasses all studies of Vedic wisdom and all scriptures of the world. One will find in the Bhagavad Gita all that is contained in other scriptures, but the reader will also find things which are not to be found elsewhere. That is the specific standard of the Gita. It is the perfect theistic science because it's directly spoken by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. So here Prabhupada speaks very nicely. He presents, and you can see that how subtly he's presenting that the uniqueness of the Bhagavad Gita as a theistic or spiritual book to be understood. As we know, Bhagavad Gita has been spoken more than 5,000 years ago by Krishna to Arjuna. But we can also understand that for this duration of these 5,000 years, how many people been truly and actually benefited by the teachings of the Bhagavad Gita. Obviously, we understand that through generations and generations, Bhagavad Gita was contained within the realm of Bharatvarsha. For thousands of years, Bhagavad Gita was mostly and predominantly for the Raja Rishis or the great saintly kings and for those of Brahmanic order. The reason for this is that the certain other personalities been not necessarily allowed to enter, but they haven't been educated in the sense of understanding and translating Sanskrit. Therefore, Bhagavad Gita is first time really, truly and widely allowed for all the masses of people to study and approach through the lenses of the Acharyas. You know to whom Prabhupada actually gave this Bhagavad Gita, or as a, as an offering or dedication to? It was actually Baladevidyabhushan. So Baladevidyabhushan is one of very great Vaishnava Acharyas who has very beautiful commentary in the Bhagavad Gita called the Gita Bhushana. And in his Gita Bhushana, he's obviously emphasizing the importance of developing a relationship with Krishna. One of the many topics of the Bhagavad Gita is, you can summarize that, obviously we know the 5 topics of the Gita, but all the theistic bhakti scriptures or bhakti shastras contain 3 principal topics, and that is bhakti as a process, bhakta as the personality who's a practitioner, and Bhagavan, or personality who is the aim or prayojana of the particular path. So here Prabhupada is emphasizing or presenting the fact that until Srila Prabhupada became the Acharya, the Bhagavad Gita was not actually well known in the wider spectrum of the worldly populace. People didn't understood what Bhagavad Gita is. Many theological, theistic revolutions happened throughout Europe, America, East Asia, Africa, Australia, and any other parts of the world, yet Gita was still unknown. There were certain glimpses here and there through generations like Albert Einstein, Nikola Tesla, Machiavelli, recently Oppenheimer, and different personalities took interested into the teachings of the Bhagavad Gita, yet not so well truly known and not truly well understood. And only by the blessings and the lenses of Srila Prabhupada, this Bhagavad Gita became worldly understood, presented, and received its, spotlight amongst any other philosophical and theistic scriptures. Moving on to the purport, the topics discussed by Dhritarashtra and Sanjaya as described in the Mahabharata form the basic principle for this great philosophy. It is understood that this philosophy evolved on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, which is sacred place of pilgrimage from the immemorial time of the Vedic age. It was spoken by the Lord when he was present personally on this planet for the guidance of mankind. So here Srila Prabhupada is creating the narrative or the background narrative of what is happening and who presents the Bhagavad Gita to whom. So just like in Srimad Bhagavatam, we have different layers of people which are speaking Srimad Bhagavatam. So similarly, here we are introduced to the initial layer. And that initial layer is Dhritarashtra asks Sanjaya, and then Sanjaya it's answering what he's seeing by his divine vision, what's happening on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. So, but let's take it from a different angle. Let's observe some subtleties behind this. You see, when Dhritarashtra says Dharmakshetre Kurukshetre, basically he understands the nature of sacred places, the nature of places of pilgrimage. You see, when we dealing with the holy dham, it's not just a regular place like I don't know, car park at Tesco's or waiting queue at Costco or something or whatever. It's a sacred place which is surcharged with blessings, piety, and benedictions. So it is not just a regular place. This place on its own has certain plans. It's almost like a heart and brain on its own. So when Dhritarashtra pointed out Dharmakshetra Kurukshetra, he understood the subtle implications that the mood of the Kauravas embodied by his son Duryodhana is not really just cause. He doesn't matter, he was a blind king, but he understood, blinded by his fatherly affection for Duryodhana and for his sons and for his hunger for kinghood and rulership over the whole of Bharatvarsha. He understood that the nature of this Kurukshetra Dham is very significant. It's just like, for instance, when different armies are preparing for battle, there are different things to be understood. For instance, nature of the terrain, I don't know, hill or downhill, if there's a river somewhere close. So all these warlike tactical maneuvers are to be understood and to be recognized by true kings. But in the Vedic times, it was not only tactics, but also it was a certain significance, as I mentioned previously, and certain spiritual surcharged quality of that particular location. So Dhritarashtra understood this is Dharmakshetra. This is place where Dharma is maintained, Dharma is presented, and Dharma naturally favors those which are dharmic, naturally those which are pious, naturally those which are spiritual. So Dhritarashtra just in first statement understood that there's a disbalance, disproportion, which rather favors the King Yudhishthir, rather which King Yudhishthir is favored in this favor to the Kauravas, or those which are the wicked followers of Duryodhana. Then he continues, Samaveta Yujutsabaha. He said this Jujutsabaha represents this sort of a nature and mood of Kshatriyas, which have this, by their psychophysical nature and Varna, they have this immense desire to fight. They came there, they assembled, Samaveta, they assembled for the sake of fighting. They haven't assembled for the sake of resolving an issue or even continuing diplomacy. The diplomacy failed again and again and again and again when they wanted to discuss with the Kauravas, yet it came to this boiling point where Jujutsabaha has to take place. The desire is manifested by that these two family clans are ready to shed blood, ready to spoil all the family relationships, ready to forget and forget all the previous affiliations for the sake of resolving in a fighting spirit this conflict. Mamaka Pandavaschaiva. So here in this section, Mamaka means my party. Mamaka means my sons, my Duryodhan, my 100 sons, my generals, my captains, my soldiers, my elephants, my Akshahunis, and Pandava, the sons of Pandu. So here, Dhritarashtra is immediately creating a line. He's immediately dividing the family. Is not anymore, we are the descendants of Kuru. No, these are Pandavas and these are the Kurus. So what he's doing, he's already presenting his understanding. You see, when you have a head of the family, like some patriarch or a king, obviously, there's different brothers there, so there are different gotras or different lineages. So what he's already doing, he didn't accepted that we are one clan or one family, but he already divide them in the Mamaka, which are my sons, my family lineage, and Pandavaschaiva, which means the family of descendants of Pandu. So this naturally shows the wickedness of the blind king, that those sons of my deceased or dead brother are not anymore my family members, but they became the opposing party. They became those which the whole fight, takes place because of this nature of this conflict. And then in the last sentence, he's inquired, Kima Kurvata Sanjaya. What did they do? What's actually happening? What's the next step? So one of the acharyas, they're actually commenting that, they're actually commenting that Dhritarashtra, in his heart of hearts, he understood, as I said, Dharma Kshetra Kurukshetra. He understood that Dharma is on the side of the Pandavas. He also understands the wickedness of Duryodhana and his claims on the throne. He also understands his, wickedness, being so much affectionate towards Duryodhana and not recognizing the legitimate claim of the Pandavas. Therefore, he's inquisitive. What is happening? What's next? Have the Pandavas crumbled in front of the face of so many Akshahunis in our party? Did he become influenced by the presence of great warriors on my side? Is he actually frightened by the position, how it escalated into? What actually is happening? So he's blind. And you see, another thing is, if there are any physical or mental deformities, deformations in a king, he's not actually to be considered to be a king. In the ancient Vedic times, king is not just someone who shouts orders. King is not just someone who manages the kingdom. King is a personality on whose shoulders the kingdom actually stands upon. He's a person who's always in the forefront of any religious activities, in the forefront of the battlefields, in the forefront of serving the subjects. The doors to kings should be always open whenever there's some comments or whatever by the inhabitants or by the citizens. King is the one who's always ready to accept criticism, discussion, open for actually dealing with problems. But here we have Dhritarashtra proclaimed to be king and being blind and not being even able to be on the battlefield. That's a great shame for someone who's a kshatriya. It's not really appreciated that such a caliber can even maintain himself or present himself to be a king, because it's unrighteous, it's unacceptable. So he's inquiring as a blind king due to the mercy of Sanjay, who had this vision and blessing from Vyasadeva, that what is actually happening? Please inform me. I wish to know. So this in itself is sort of a form of, you can answer him. Why are you not there then? Why are you not fighting in the first row? Why are you not leading your men? Why are you not there to give the strategical advices to the kings, while not there on the battlefield being cut and, you know, how do you say, with the knife, with swords, and, you know, shooting with your arrows, because you're blind. Therefore, naturally, you're just a regent of a particular of the throne rather than actually king. The Prabhupada continues. The word Dharmakshetra, a place where religious rituals are performed, is significant because on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, the supreme personality of Godhead was present on the side of Arjuna. Dhritarashtra, the father of the Kurus, was highly doubtful about the possibility of his son's ultimate victory, as we mentioned. In his doubt, he inquired from his secretary, Sanjay, what did they do? He was confident that both his sons and the sons of his younger brother Pandu were assembled in that field of Kurukshetra for the determined engagement of the war. Still, his inquiry is significant. He did not want a compromise between the cousins and brothers, and he wanted to be sure of the fate of his sons on the battlefield, because the battle was arranged to be fought at Kurukshetra, which is mentioned elsewhere in the Vedas as a place of worship, even for the denizens of heaven. Dhritarashtra became very fearful about the influence of the holy place and the outcome of the battle, as we discussed. He knew very well that this would influence Arjuna and the sons of Pandu favorably, because by nature they are very virtuous. Sanjaya was a student of Vyasa, and therefore, by the mercy of Vyasa, Sanjaya was able to envision the battlefield of Kurukshetra, even while he was in the room of Dhritarashtra. And so Dhritarashtra asked him about the situation on the battlefield. So yeah, so the way we approach Bhagavad Gita, the way we try to assimilate the Bhagavad Gita, is just like Dhritarashtra is unfavorably eager to hear about the narration of the situation on Kurukshetra, we should similarly develop positive and rather spiritual inclination to hear pastimes on the Kurukshetra or the Bhagavad Gita in a similar mood of being lobha, hankering for understanding what is actually happening there. But because the nature of devotion is such that we are positively inclined to be enlightened by these wonderful narrations, we will be positively benefited, rather than the blind king was benefited into strategical and logistical situation, and rather the outcome of the battle, rather than what is actually about to happen. And what is about to happen is this tremendously powerful instruction, this tremendously potent concept presented to Krishna. And one thing should be definitely mentioned, and that is one thing that people lack in understanding about books like Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita is that these two respective shastras or scriptures are not books. They are not just a compilation of verses. They're not some fixed type of presentation, but rather they're concept. And what I mean by a concept, you see, you can speak on same topic with hundreds of people, but due to the individuality and nature of time, place, of circumstances, you can present that concept in a different fashion, in a different ways, in a most unique twists, but still maintaining the culture and the message derived from that particular presentation. So what I mean by that is Krishna spoke to Arjuna on the battlefield, on the dawn of a big fight, where hundreds of millions of soldiers assembled to die. So what Krishna emphasized is, first he identified the nature of Arjuna, which Arjuna played as a role. Arjuna played this role of someone who's in distress, someone who doesn't know what to do. And because Arjuna's nature is also that he was a Kshatriya, or at least his Swadharma was a Kshatriya, Krishna presented the Bhagavad Gita according to time place, and circumstances, and a person. So time was, that the time of the stress of a warrior, place, a Kurukshetra, a Dharmakshetra, circumstances, war, person, Arjuna. So the nature of Bhagavad Gita is as such, just like in the 4th chapter, verse 1, where Krishna says that I already presented this knowledge to Vibhashvan. So that was different time, different place, different circumstances, different person, yet the same message. So this is what devotees have failed to understand. The Bhagavad Gita is, yes, 700 verses, 18 chapters. But what it is more than that, it's a concept which delivers knowledge and wisdom about Bhakti, Bhakta, and Bhagavan. Of course, there are concepts about Kala, concepts about Karma, Prakriti, Ishvara, and Jiva. So this is what it means, Bhagavad Gita. It's a concept of presentation about someone who possesses all the bhaga, all the opulences. And then by presentation, these opulences of Krishna, we should naturally develop attachment for Krishna. Because we in this material world developing attachment for those which are, influential, beautiful, famous, or renounced, or full of knowledge, or are very wealthy. We feel some attraction and attachment and desire to either be with them or be like them. So we have these propensities. But when we hear Bhagavad Gita, that there is a person whose all these individual traits are emanating from, that means this is opportunity for us to develop desire to associate and serve that person. So that's what Bhagavad Gita is for. The ethos of Bhagavad Gita is to allow us to develop a desire. That's the main practical application of the Bhagavad Gita. Prabhupada says, continues in the purport, as in the paddy field, the unnecessary plants are taken out, so it is expected from the very beginning of these topics that in the religious field of Kurukshetra, where the father of religion, Sri Krishna, was present, the unwanted plants like Dhritarashtra's sons, Duryodhana, and other would be wiped out, and thoroughly religious persons headed by Yudhishthir would be established by the Lord. This is the significance of word Dharmakshetra and Kurukshetra, apart from their historical and Vedic importance. So yes, the situation and location favored the sons of Pandu because they being naturally righteous, naturally dharmic, and naturally inclined to serve the Bhagavan. So what it means for us? For us, it means that if we are able to develop character, nature, qualities, affection, and assimilate these devotional dharmic standards, we will be put in a situations of favor, of being favored by the Lord. Being favored by the Lord doesn't mean that we will be seemingly materially victorious, but we will be spiritually preserved. If you look the way that the Pandavas been living for the last 14 years was of great tribulations, was a great difficulties, was a great challenges and obstacles on a constant daily basis. Yet this Kurukshetra war, this assembly of these warriors, is a result of a constant meditation, renunciation for the pleasure of the Lord. The dharmic situation it's a path of a struggle, but eventual path of truly being benefited on a much more deeper scale. So Arjuna was in exile, gathering all these celestial weapons. Bhima was gathering all the blessings. Yudhishthira was gathering all these unbelievable droplets of wisdom. Nakula and Sahadev been serving and supporting and righteously performing their duties, which naturally evolves into even deeper and more significant blessings. So in the time of reckoning, in the time of assembly in the Kurukshetra battlefield, those which have been truly ready have been the Pandavas, because the path of righteousness demands sacrifice. It demands austerity. It demands deeper calling, and it's not something cheap. So this was a time of reckoning, and the time of, or a moment when all that dharma, all that years of fighting for dharma becomes fruitful and fructified. So I'll end up here. We discussed few points regarding Dharmakshetra, Kurukshetra, and the first initial. Regarding me preparing for Gita Mahatmya, because I was in Manchester and I didn't have my computer, nor I could find the books, I haven't really dwelled into it. So I apologize for that. But I humbly pray that this was a sufficient sort of an introduction to the Bhagavad Gita. Maybe next time, when I have more time and adequately, I can have my technology with me, then I can prepare maybe better. So I humbly beg your forgiveness. Yes, if there are any points or any questions the devotees would like to raise, voice, then kindly let me know. Hare Krishna, Om Tat Sat.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you so much for kindly sharing the wisdom and knowledge from the insights within the first verse of Srimad Bhagavadgita. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. If you have got any questions, kindly raise to the Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam, Antaranga Prabhu, please accept our humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you. Even in your busy schedule, you have managed to come and just deliver. And it's such an auspicious start with a great devotee to our Bhagavad Gita session once again. So yeah, from the purport, I had this question. One of the places it said, it is understood that this philosophy evolved on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, which is sacred place of pilgrimage, from time immemorial time of the Vedic age. So Prabhu, I was just thinking that, as you also mentioned, that this was spoken by the sun god Vishwasan. So this was already been there. So why has Prabhupada used the word evolved, like on the battlefield of Kurukshetra? Why is that word evolved used? Like,
let me find it, the exact. Okay. Form the basic principle for this great philosophy. It is understood that this philosophy evolved on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, which is the sacred place. Okay, wonderful question, very deep question. Thank you so much. You paying wonderful attention to the details. That's much appreciated. So, you see, this is interesting. Throughout Srimad Bhagavatam, for instance, you have many Gitas. Right? You have the Bumblebee Gita, you have Gopi Gita, you have Uddhava Gita, then you have this Gita, Bhagavad Gita. So you see, when we say evolved, it means that the evolution of the Bhagavad Gita, as I mentioned previously, is that the concept is maintained there. The concept of the Bhagavad Gita never changes. The concept with the 5 principal topics, as I mentioned, Prakriti, Karma, Kala, Ishvara, and Jiva, never changes. But the difference or the evolution that is mentioned here particularly, that it's different yet is the same. The difference, or in this word evolution, is that it was presented, as I said, according to time, place, and circumstances, to Arjuna. So the Bhagavad Gita, as we heard now, was never spoken before. So it was certain occasion, the occasion of assembled all the devotees on the battlefield in the age of Kali, or just the beginning of the age of Kali. Therefore, we can say that Krishna manifested Bhagavad Gita in such a format and shape, even looking down for thousands and hundreds of generations, millennia down. And the Bhagavad Gita evolved to such a format that the Kali Chelas, the inhabitants and those which are servants of Kali, even those can accept the Bhagavad Gita. Therefore, the evolution of Bhagavad Gita is revolutionary as a concept facilitated, maintained, and presented in the age of Kali. Therefore, it evolved in such a shape that people in this age of Kali will be able to understood and grasp to a degree these concepts of Bhagavad Gita. If we would study, let's say, the Vivashvan Gita, the Surya Gita, the Surya Bhagavad Gita, which was spoken, we will maybe find it much more difficult to understand those concepts, even if they maintain similar principles. As I said, Kala, Karma, Prakriti, Ishvara, and Jiva. The same principles, same concepts, yet it will be will be difficult for us to grasp it. Concepts are the same, the presentation will be different because the circumstances and person are also different. You can even compare from Srimad Bhagavatam, Uddhava Gita. Uddhava Gita, if you study Uddhava Gita in comparison to the Bhagavad Gita, has many verses are very, very, very similar. Yet you still see the difference. You still feel that in the Uddhava Gita, Krishna went into more depth because he was speaking to Uddhava, which was not necessarily Kshatriya. He was of sort of a different, he took a position of a different caliber of a devotee in terms of relationship and service to Krishna. So when you compare Uddhava Gita and Bhagavad Gita, the concepts of delivery is different, yet the concepts of what needs to be presented, something to be called Gita, is the same. So the way Prabhupada mentioned evolved, it means it evolved for the particular time, place, and circumstances to facilitate Arjuna and to facilitate broader dissemination of the philosophy in comparison to, for instance, the Uddhava Gita. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yes, Prabhu, thank you so much. Yeah, it's so much clear. And I was stuck with this word for a while and I couldn't find out why it says evolved. Yeah, thank you. I mean, the perspective of what it is in a Kali Yuga, that's why it has evolved. So that the Kali Purushas and everybody in Kali Yuga can accept it. Then it was like if it was Uddhava Gita or it was the Vishwashan Gita, we would find it very difficult to understand the same philosophy because Kal Patra was different. So yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much. Nice question. Any other points, dear devotees? Any questions? If anyone wishes, you can send me personal question directed towards me, which no one else can read. And I don't necessarily need to, I will not mention your name and I can read it. So this is one of the, where you can also maintain some anonymity and same time we can raise these points.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hey, Janukanya, Hare Krishna. Nice
Hare
to
Krishna.
hear you.
I'm wondering, this famous place of pilgrimage where people go to worship, why hasn't it been made popular for the public to visit? Like you have Mayapur and Vrindavan. It's kind of abandoned in a way, if I'm right, because we don't hear people making trips to Kurukshetra, do we?
Nice question. I will tell you a secret, Janukanya Mataji. I will tell you one of the most secret of all secrets. The reason why people are not visiting Kurukshetra is because they don't truly understand the nature of Kurukshetra. Actually, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, and this is revolutionary, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he actually said that Kurukshetra is the most holiest of all pilgrimages for practicing devotees, for Gaudiya Vaishnavas. It's not Mayapur, it's not Vrindavan, it's not Jagannath Puri, it's not any other place, it's actually Kurukshetra. Not my words, words of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, and I will tell you why. After the Kurukshetra war, After the Kurukshetra war, the Yadavas, they assembled. The Yadavas, the descendants of Krishna, the Yadu dynasty, and the Pandavas, different family, household, royalty, they assembled on Kurukshetra in the full moon, performing yagyas and ceremonies and whatnot. And who was invited there, or who arrived there as well? Vrijabasis, headed by Nanda Maharaj, King Rishabhanu. There was Mother Yashoda, all these great personalities from the realm of Vrindavan, from Krishna's childhood place of growing up. And when they assembled there, the principal person was Radharani. And Radharani, she saw Krishna, and she was looking at Krishna. Krishna was on this chariot, and he was surrounded by all these ministers and queens and royalty and soldiers and generals and a lot of diamonds and jewels and gold and helms and peacock fans and chamaras, and everyone was offering Krishna fruits and clothes and this and that. The Brahman has been reciting prayers. It's just an amazing sight to see. All in reverence, Aishwarya Bhav. And then Radharani came. A simple village girl from Vrindavan, cowherding taking care of cows and serving the father Rishabhanu. Simple girl which enjoys pastimes near Yamuna, speaks to her cowherd girlfriends, churning butter in free time, taking milk from one place to another. And she said, imagine this. Imagine that, that love which was between Radha and Krishna when they grew up in Vrindavan. They've been looking at each other from long distance. And Radharani, she was hankering for that intimacy. She was with Krishna, but she was not with Krishna alone. She was hankering for those moments, those stolen moments, when there was a full moon on the Kadamba tree, near the fresh breezes of Yamuna, when all the lotuses are beautifully smelling so nicely. The aroma of Krishna's presence, the presence of Srimati Radharani. And she was there. The lover was right in front of her, but she couldn't interact with him. That mood of, I'm with you, but I'm not with you. I'm the one who can offer you madhurya, the sweetest of rasas, the stolen moments. So Kurukshetra became Vipralamba Kshetra, the place of most condensed hankering to be united with Krishna. When she saw Krishna there, surrounded by all these dignitaries, she was like, you are the same Krishna, I'm the same Radha. But we are not in Vrindavan. We are not in the beautiful pleasure groves of Vrindavan Dham. We are not in Govardhan. We are not next to Yamuna. We are not next to your Kund and my Kund. We are not able to enjoy amorous pastimes. We are not able to do that. Yet we are together, but we are not. So she felt such a tremendous separation from Krishna, even being with him, directly in front of him. That's why Kurukshetra is the hidden most gem of Gaudiya Vaishnavas, Vipralamba Kshetra. And you know what the Vrijabasis did afterwards? You know what they did? They said, that's it. We're not going to tolerate this anymore. Krishna, look at yourself, surrounded by all these, jewels and gold and dignitaries. That's it. Where's your torn up yellow dhoti covered with cow dung and the dust of Raja? You're wearing all these eloquent and elevated slippers and shoes. Where's your bare feet, surrounded by the dust of the Vrindavan Dham? Where's your matted hair, beautifully decorated with kadamba flowers? Where is your flute, Krishna? Your inseparable Venu, your Venu. Where is it? And they said, we had enough. They grabbed the ropes of Krishna's chariot and they started pulling Krishna to Vrindavan. And that was the inauguration of Jagannath Ratha Yatra. that intense mood of separation. Krishna, you're coming with us. We can't stand this all in reverence, all opulence, this Aishwarya Bhav. This is not you. You are Vrijabasi, and you have to come with us back home, back to Vrindavan. And they start pulling Krishna to Vrindavan. So, those who don't know this are those which are bereft of true understanding of Kurukshetra. Hare Krishna. Was that okay, Janukanya Mataji?
Yes, thank you, Prabhu. Yes, it's a bit complex, but I understand what you're trying to say. Yes. Haribol, secret of all secrets.
Secret of all secrets.
So are they keeping it a secret then?
Maybe I shouldn't say it out loud.
You meant to keep it a secret.
Yeah, but we are Hare Krishnas. We can't keep a secret.
Yeah.
If there's a secret, we go on the streets and ask people to chant the Yuga Dharma, the Harinam Sankirtan, the Nam. So that is also a secret.
Haribol.
Be ready to share it with anyone and everyone. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Beautiful question. Thank you, Janukanya.
Thank you.
Any other points, dear devotees?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I think there is some pastime with the Kuru, who is the ancestor of Pandavas and Kauravas. And so I think we have heard this one from previously from the devotees, so that it is in this condisetry.com. So this is Kurukshetra, root of Kurukshetra. So this is where about the great King Kuru. And about his piety, and anyone who dies in the Kurukshetra, they'll go to heavenly planets, kind of thing. So he asked the remaining holy place named after himself, and anyone there go to heaven regardless of his sins or virtues. So that is what this Kuru. Would you like to just take us and share with us, Prabhuji, on this one as well?
You find it. You can share with us. You can read it out or something. Looks. I heard about this pastime, but I'm not fully versed in understanding it correctly.
Okay. Can I request any devotees to read this paragraph? Maybe in fact we can read from the top about Kurukshetra.
That's the geographical location. But let's read this one. I'm interested in hearing about the great King Kuru.
Yes. Okay.
Maybe you read, Prabhu.
Yes, sure, Prabhuji. The great King Kuru. Kurukshetra was formerly known as Brahmakshetra or Bhrukukshetra, Aryavatta, and Samanta Panchaka. It became known as Kurukshetra because of the work of King Kuru. The Mahabharata tells of how King Kuru, a prominent ancestor of the Pandavas, made the land a great center of spiritual culture. King Kuru went there on a golden chariot and used the chariot's gold to make a plough. He then borrowed Lord Shiva's bull and Yamaraja's buffalo and started ploughing. When Indra arrived and asked Kuru what he was doing, Kuru replied that he was preparing the land for growing the 8 religious virtues: truth, yoga, kindness, purity, charity, forgiveness, austerity, and celibacy. Indra asked the king to request a boon. Kuru asked that the land ever remain a holy place named after himself, and that anyone dying there go to heaven regardless of his sins or virtues. Indra laughed at the requests. Undaunted, Kuru performed great penance and continued to plough. Gradually, Indra was won over, but other demigods expressed doubts. They said that death without sacrifice did not merit a place in heaven. Finally, Kuru and Indra arrived at a compromise. Indra would admit into heaven anyone who died there while fighting or performing penance. So Kurukshetra became both a battlefield and a land of piety.
That's amazing. Thank you so much. Happy to hear about that. So don't go and don't die in Kurukshetra, otherwise you can make it to the heavenly planets. You don't want that.
Yes, Prabhuji. So again, heavenly planets are not permanent.
Yeah, that's not our destination.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you for doing the research. Thank you for finding this, Prabhu. Any other points, dear devotees? Anything else devotees would like to share or ask or comment on?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Amak Prabhu, you mentioned, but this is a good, nice reference you mentioned. So in that case, Dharma Kshetra and Kurukshetra. Kurukshetra also piety, a place of religious. Is it something? Although in the Bhagavatam we start with the Kuru dynasty of Kuru was against of religion. So is it contradiction or can you rectify it?
Would you like to explain the question again, please?
Yeah, because according to the reference, it mentions that Kurukshetra is a very very lovely place. If someone who is dying, he will destination will be higher destination. It does not matter the person who has seen or virtue doesn't matter, but he will promote at the higher level. So in that case, Kurukshetra also is wonderful as a religious, so-called religious. Is it like that? Is it a holy place? Kurukshetra is a holy place.
Yeah, Prabhupada mentions in the purport. Prabhupada says it that it is holy place. Prabhupada writes, Dhritarashtra became very fearful about the influence of the holy place on the outcome of the battle in the purport. So yeah, Kurukshetra is a very holy place.
So my question is another one in the forward. So still the Dharmakhetra, even also the Bhagavad Gita also mentioned, even Bhagavad Gita as well as Bhagavatam presented. So coming from Parikshit Maharaj, I mean, in that region where the Parikshit Maharaj was or the king. So at that time also, why it was irreligious activities was happened. Even the Koli was manifested at that region.
Manifested in the region of Kurukshetra.
In addition, there, a lot of sin are going on, a lot of sinners. So still, do you think still people are following the religious principle? From then when the holy scripture Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita was presented, afterward, how long it was, the time was, how long these people are virtuous, because in here Prabhupada mentioned the weed in the crop field, weed was eliminated. So how long the pious people were there? How long?
I think I struggle with understanding the point, Prabhu. I don't know if you mentioned that Parikshit Maharaj found Kali in the area of Kurukshetra. I never heard any reference for that.
Not Kurukshetra, I mean, in that region, who was the king, that region, that place, who was because after the Yudhishthira left, that region who was ruler? Ruler was Parikshit. Is it not?
Yeah.
Is it not? So in that region, when forget about the presentation about the Bhagavatam or Bhagavad Gita, how long religious activities was happening? Because that place should be pious people. That place should be pious. Do you think still the pious religious people are there, or is gone?
That I cannot judge, Prabhu. I don't know. You can ask, are there pious people in Vrindavan? Are there pious people in Mayapur? well, it's not me to judge the piety of these individuals, so I have no idea. And but nevertheless, if someone is born in these sacred places, that definitely means something. How do they react to the great opportunity of being Dhambasis? That's up to them. Nevertheless, they've been rewarded to become Dhambasis, like either in Kurukshetra or Vrindavan or Mayapur or Jagannath Puri or any other sacred places. I'm actually, as a matter of fact, I'm finding and I'm seeing a lot of people here in England which are from, so, oh, I was born at Kurukshetra. I was like, I'm so sorry for you.
No, Prabhuji, you're mixed up because Dhambas is a Mayapur, Vrindavan, that is different. But it is not considered as a in place of Dharmakhetra. It's not even even Janagana Mataji also similar person was asking. In the Dharmakhetra is not considered as a Dham because you cannot mix with the Vrindavan, Mayapur or Dharmakhetra.
That I would disagree with your statement, Prabhu. It is considered to be a dham. You see, when something has receives like Bhaktivedanta Mana is a dham.
Yes.
Shri Vrindavan Dham is a dham. Jagannath Puri is a dham. I don't know where Balaji resides. That is a dham. Dham is a place where sages or saints or sadhus are coming to perform devotional activity and serve, remember, and chant the glories of the Lord. Dham can be created. Dham is not like, for instance, there can be dham in Russia, there can be dhams in Africa, there can be dhams in wherever devotees are assembled to perform activities. And ultimately, if you look at the nature of dhammas and do really deep actual philosophical study, the dhams on many occasions are created. The dhams are created by certain activities. By let's say, if you look at the forest of Naimisharanya, the reason why Naimisharanya is such a sacred place is obviously Brahma selected that place as a center of the universe, but simultaneously we know Naimisharanya is because Bhagavatam was spoken by Sutta Goswami to the sages there. So again, Sadhu Sangha created the piety and the intensity of the Dham. So Dham is a location where devotees assemble and when the Lord descends or creates some sort of a pastimes. So I would say Kurukshetra is a Dham.
Thank you. Because that is why people are, when people are visiting the Vrindavan, Mayapur or Jagannath Puri, but not the place of Dharmakhetra. The same affinity as Jagannath Puri. Yeah.
Yes, well, as I said, Bhaktivinoda Thakur said that Kurukshetra is a higher dham than Vrindavan and even than Mayapur. And this is not me speaking, this is Bhaktivinoda Thakur. He said because it's the most condensed Vipralamba Kshetra.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, may I add something?
Yes, please.
Yeah, so maybe because devotees might not know, Kurukshetra in India, like for Indians, it's a big dham, and there's a big, beautiful ISKCON temple also, which is in the shape of a chariot. So even if you search, you'll see it's a beautiful temple in the shape of Arjuna's chariot. And it's widely visited, but maybe mostly by the North Indians. And that's why, but not, as I said, it's a, Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, it's a secret dham. So maybe it's not, there's so much propaganda about it. And maybe people do not know it as a proper dham like Vrindavan or Mayapur. But we know many devotees like who go on retreat from India, they visit Kurukshetra Dham and shows the different river where Radharani came and the Brajvasis came. So it's like maybe it's not discussed like as much. That's why like Eka Chakra, many people like Nityananda Prabhu's birthplace. People know Mayapur Dham, Navadvip Dham, but they might not know about Eka Chakra Dham. So maybe it's not known, but it's a big temple and holy Dham place as well, which mostly Indians visit. Maybe not from here. But yeah.
Yeah, that's the nature of secret dharmas, is that
Yeah.
they're not revealed to anyone and everyone. But as I said, Bhaktivinoda Thakur gave his whole seminar and theological and spiritual and esoteric explanation where Kurukshetra is actually very important for Gaudiya Vaishnavas. So, yeah, just because the masses are not aware doesn't mean that it loses its potency.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Haribol.
It's called a place of pilgrimage, you know. So, people go and worship there. It was created. Was it created specifically for because it says the battlefield of Kurukshetra? Did other battles take place there? It's so many questions in this, and I think it could be associated with a bloodshed. A lot of people got slain there, so maybe that's why it's not so. The secret has been so hidden. You think?
I mean, I know only about one battle, and that is the Battle of Kurukshetra, which happened there. I'm not sure of any other historical military events happening at Kurukshetra. So, as I said, when you look at the nature of certain sites, they carry varieties of levels and layers of meanings. So we can externally say, yes, the battle happened there, and there was rivers of blood up to your knees, and there were severed limbs and heads and thighs and torsos, and it was like an ocean of blood, and people being screaming left, right, and center, penetrated, and when it started raining, the blood got soaked inside of the soil, and then again it went up. So the moment it started raining, the rain became red. So become red again with all the blood of the warriors. Or you can say it's a place of deep connection between Radha and Krishna. So it depends on the adhikar of the devotee. We perceive same objects from different perspective. So as Prabhu is highlighting here, it was Brahmakshetra, Brigukshetra, Aryavarta, and Samanta Panchaka. So throughout the history of Bhumandala, or throughout the history of Bharatvarsha, even Bharatvarsha was called differently. The whole planet had a different name. So these sacred places of pilgrimage, they're not just sacred pilgrimage of last 5,000 years, but they're sacred places of pilgrimage for, yugas, for hundreds and tens of thousands and maybe millions of years. And throughout the years and millennia, the nature, significance, and pastimes connected are generationally sort of enhanced and changed. So Brahmakshetra, Brigukshetra, Aryavarta, and Samanta Panchaka. So the changes are made by the extensive activities of the Vaishnavas or by the activities of the Lord. But the piety is never to be sort of disregarded, or the spiritual benefit of such a place should be never mitigated or reduced.
And also there is one pastime with Samanta Panchaka. So Lord Parashurama, so before Lord Ramchandra appeared, so at that time he fought with all the Kshatriyas and killed many Kshatriyas, maybe 21 times by taking rounds around the world. So at that time, after killing all these Kshatriyas, he came to Samantaka Pancha, he washed off all his axe or parachute. That at the time this place is mentioned, Samanta Panchaka, and where he sanctified. So just clear off his all kinds of killing of Kshatriyas.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Linking to Parashuram.
And also, Prabhu, there's another interesting fact about Prabhupada. All this mission in the West, like the ISKCON, started in the West because Srimati Morarji, I think she helped Prabhupada to get the ticket for the Jaladuta. So first time Prabhupada met her in Kurukshetra. So Prabhupada was in Kurukshetra on some festival. I think Srimati Morarji Devi also, she was there, and that's where she met, and she wanted to meet Prabhupada, and he said, anytime you need me, you can come and I can help you. So when Prabhupada tried all his means to get funded or get something to go, ticket to go to come to the West, but nobody helped, and he remembered after a long time that this lady had asked. So he went there in Mumbai. Prabhupada met Mrs. Desai, Morarji, Sumati Morarji, and then after that we know how the story started. So Prabhupada also has a great significance. I mean, all the ISKCON movement started, I would say, because there was a divine meeting point, because that helped the movement to come to the West. Yeah.
Wonderful. Yes, nice touch.
Yeah, it's written in the Back to Godin magazine. So, and also in the Lilamrita.
Prabhu, can I say something? Above all those things, I believe because Krishna's feet was there, and all the Radharani is there, all the for Vaishnavas, Gaudiya Vaishnavas, we are, and everyone who died in the battlefield, they went to Krishna Loka, as Krishna said, will come to me. And because all the because of the for the Vaishnavas, all we pray to them, Krishna, Radha, and Nanda Maharaj, all the Pandavas, everyone's foot dust is there. So it that's why it is so. It's more than a pilgrimage, I believe. Is as you said, Bhakti is a sacred secret of all pilgrimage. That's my understanding.
Yeah, and also there are further things in the Vaman Purana. Also says that 9 sacred rivers and 7 sacred forests exist in the region. So in the same page we see all this about Kurukshetra, and also Saraswati River. The beds of all the rivers except Saraswati are difficult to find at Kurukshetra, but Saraswati flows during the rainy season, and its bed is visible at other times. And also further, and Shamanta Panchaka, okay, here it is. Lord Parashurama, an incarnation of Lord Kanaya, made 5 lakes from the blood of Kshatriyas he killed. Lord Parashurama purged the death of wicked kings and warriors 21 times. Srila Prabhupada said that blood lotus turned into water. One of the lakes is called Sanhit Assembly. On the new moon day, all the holy places personified are set to assemble in the lake. At the time of solar eclipse, pilgrims are first led to Sanhit Lake, known as an abode of Lord Vishnu. Not Lord, I think it is Vishnu.
Okay, dear devotees, thank you so much. I'm way beyond my bedtime. So I would like to thank you so much for your good attention, for your tolerance, and I'm wishing you all the best. Have a wonderful rest of the weekend. And,
thank you, Prabhu.
Thank
you so much, Prabhu. Really, really, from the core of our heart, because after such a long, busy day, you're still here. I know you very, you like to go to your time with the bed and the food and everything, but still, Prabhu. So we should say 3 loud Haribol to Prabhu and let Prabhu go for sleep. Haribol. Haribol.
Haribol. Haribol. Haribol.
Antaranga Prabhu ki jai.
Yeah.
Good night, dear devotees. Have a good rest.
Haribol. Krishna.
See you when we see you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Okay, so thank you so much, Debashish Prabhuji, for kindly inviting Antaranga Prabhuji to our Sangha to speak.
Thank you.
Any other points, dear devotees, or we shall move on to the next part of our program? Any other questions or comments? Okay. If there are no comments, then we shall move on to the Narasimha prayers by Her Grace Prabhavati Sachidevi Mataji. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. You want someone to respond, Mataji, or you are fine with yourself?
No, if anyone would like to, that will be nice, Prabhuji.
Kanya Mataji, would you like to respond?
I can try. My voice is not perfect, but yeah, okay.
It's fine.
I will. Haribo.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Praladadayine.
Praladadayine.
Hiranyakashipurvakshaha.
Hiranyakashi Purvakshaha.
Shilatankanakalaye.
Shilatankalakalaye.
Ito Narasimha Parato Narasimha.
Ito Narasimha Parato Narasimha.
Yato Yato Yami Tato Narasimha.
Yato Yato Yani Tato Narasimho.
Bahir Narasimha Hridaye Narasimha.
Bahe Narasimha Hidaye Narasimha.
Narasimham Charanam Prapate.
Narasimha Badim Sharanam Prapade.
Tavakara Kamala Varena Kamadhuta Shringa Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanubringam Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare.
Tavakara Kamalavare Naka Abhuta Simha Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanubringa Keshavadrita Narhari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare.
Tavakara Kamala Varena Kamadhuta Shringa Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanubringam Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare.
Tavakara Kamala Bare Naka Buddha Simha Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanuvringa Keshavajita Narhari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare.
Jaya Narasimha Dev Jaya Narasimha Dev Jaya Narasimha Dev Jaya Narasimha Dev.
Jaya Narsimhadev, 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 Jaya Narsimhadev.
Jaya Narahari Jaya Narahari Jaya Narahari Jaya Narahari.
Jaya Narahari, Narahari, Jai Narahari, Jai Narahari.
Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj.
Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj.
Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai.
Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai.
Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada.
Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Srila Prabhupada.
Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Srila Gurudev.
Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji. Very beautiful kirtan of Nasima prayers. Thank you so much, and Jahna Kanya Mataji as well. Okay, so dear devotees, we are 50 minutes past 9 o'clock. We are sharp on time, and we have got our devotee Malai Thakur Thakkar. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Malai Mataji or Prabhuji. So we haven't heard you or seen you. If you are happy, if you could share your introduction, that would be very nice, and we would like to see you for future sessions. Hare Krishna.
Haribo.
So Malay, I think Sham Prabhuji has introduced to on Thursday Sangha. So we could see there, and now I have forwarded the invite to that group as well. So as part of our Sangha, it is very auspicious to hear from you and see you here. Hare Krishna Malay.
Hi, Hare Krishna. Sorry, my laptop is not working properly, so I couldn't properly, start the Zoom. So yeah, I mean, I think it was really a great session. I, got to understand lots of things, and sharing everyone's kind of knowledge is amazing. So yeah, I think I look forward to joining again, and come. I want to also join this Thursday session, which is also very good. So I'll join both the sessions.
Thank you so much, Malay Prabhuji. So it is very nice, and we are happy to see you here. So Saturday Sanghas, you could raise questions and ask philosophy. It is Bhagavadgita, and the verses we go into deep into the philosophy. Guest speakers will come from the temple, where we receive more of knowledge.
Yeah, that's very good. I think it's really amazing to get their kind of knowledge and experience, and it's amazing.
So Prabhuji, is it okay if you turn on camera if possible, or it is otherwise if you're not comfortable, that's fine.
No, my Zoom is I don't know, my laptop is not working. So maybe next time I'll start.
Sure, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna Malay Prabhu is welcome to the group. We hope to see you more often and more days as well. We do as Amaka Prabhu always says that we do Sangha in other days as well. Our Kirtan Sangha goes on in Wednesdays, and we have a preaching Sangha in Tuesday. So you feel free whenever you have chance, please join us more and more. We like to have your association, Prabhu. Haribol.
Yeah, sure. That would be amazing. Yeah, I'll definitely join all those whenever I can.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Okay.
So you said there is one on Tuesday and Thursday as well, is it? Tuesday and Wednesday as well?
So Tuesday, it is a preaching session, like our devotees within our Sangha. They're practicing to speak in the format that ISKCON is going, and from all the scriptures like Kirtan, Mangalacharan prayers, they select one verse and then speak on that particular verse. That within our group, that is a practicing preaching session. There it is a free form, like devotees will help each other. That way we grow up by ourselves.
Okay.
And then Wednesday, it is a Kirtan. Devotees try to practice the Kirtan, bringing new Kirtan. So Sridhar Govindas Prabhuji and Supriya Gopi Mataji host that session. So they are leading our Kirtan. And the devotees come with different songs and they glorify the Lord through the songs and their practice. So it is not always perfect, but we practice the Kirtan. That is Wednesday. And on Thursday, you already know Krishna book reading by our Shyam Prabhuji. That is Thursday. And Saturday evening, this is our regular Bhagavadgita Sangha, where guest speakers will come and speak. If there are no guest speakers, we do reading from Veda base by ourselves. So this is the pattern. We have got these descriptions in the WhatsApp description as well in the Bhagavad Gita, as it is that group where Shyam Prabhuji has created. The same Zoom details.
Okay. Yeah, I'll definitely check, and I'll join all the sessions if I can. So,
yes,
thank you so much.
That is evening sessions, and the morning we have got early morning sessions. It is japa sessions, but for who are committed completely, trying to practice towards initiation. So they come at 5:30 to 6:30. That is japa session, committed devotees. And also morning at 6:30, we have got Bhagavatam, one shloka of Bhagavatam every day goes, and Sikshamrita, one letter of Srila Prabhupada, and then every day, so inclusive of all days, 24/7, 365 days.
Very nice. Yeah, I'll try to. First, I'll try to come do the evening one, and then morning. I'm not sure if I. Every day I wake at that time, but once I have the habit of waking up early, then I'll join that japa session. So it's really very good. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. So Prabhupada's habit is the second nature. Practice it. So
yeah.
Thank you so much. So if all devotees happy, dear devotees, kindly welcome Malay Prabhuji to our Sangha. He is one of our family members now going forward. If you're all happy, we shall conclude our session and see you for tomorrow for morning japa at 5:30 a.m.
Kalpaturupasya Kripasindhuvevacha Pachitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavejo Namo Namaha Anantakoti Vaishnavinda Ki Jai Prabhupada Ki Jai
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Welcome, Malay Prabhu. Thank you for your association. It's very nice to have you in a Sangha and hope to see you have more of your associations in future.
Welcome, Malay Prabhu. Thank you for joining us. Thank you.
Yes, welcome. And you're in good association, Prabhu. Keep on coming.
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much. Thanks for your kind words. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Okay, thank you.